There are places in the universe where everything you know loses meaning, where the laws you've trusted since childhood begin to crack, where light, the fastest thing in existence, falters, bends, and finally surrenders, where time, that silent river guiding every heartbeat of your life, stretches thin, slows down, and, to a distant observer, almost freezes. Imagine standing on the deck of a silent spacecraft, watching an astronaut drift toward a shimmering vortex of darkness. There is no sound, no explosion, no violent struggle, only a quiet, terrifying truth. The closer he gets, the slower he moves. A step that should take a second takes minutes. Minutes turn to hours. Hours stretch toward eternity. From your vantage point, he becomes suspended, trapped between one moment and the next, like a photograph hanging in the void. He never reaches the edge. He never crosses the boundary. He simply stops, but he doesn't know that. Inside his own mind, inside his own beating heart, time flows normally. His breaths remain steady. His pulse doesn't hesitate. His thoughts move freely, unaware that the universe outside sees him frozen in place. Two realities, one universe, one moment, lived in two different ways, and this shattered the human understanding of time forever. Welcome to WowVerse today. We travel into the most mysterious realm in the cosmos, a place where gravity becomes infinite, space folds into itself, and time almost stops. This is not science fiction. This is the universe, as it truly is, far stranger than imagination. If you are ready to see the world differently, stay. If you are ready to understand time itself, keep watching. And if you believe knowledge should feel like a cinematic journey, subscribe to WowVerse and join us as we explore the hidden architecture of reality. Human curiosity has always been drawn to the edge, to the horizon where understanding runs out and mystery begins. But nothing pushes humanity closer to that edge than black holes. A black hole isn't simply an object. It is an event, a transformation, a collapse of matter into something so dense that the language of physics starts to break. Einstein predicted their existence long before anyone believed they were real. His equations showed that space and time were not two separate things, but threads woven together into a cosmic fabric, and that fabric could bend, twist, and even buckle under enough mass. A star, massive enough and dying, collapses under its own weight. The collapse grows deeper, narrower, denser, until gravity becomes unstoppable. Matter sinks into itself, falling through a doorway that no longer leads anywhere we understand. What is left behind is not a star, not a planet, not even a thing in the conventional sense. It is a region of space where gravity becomes absolute, a pit carved into the fabric of reality, a place where time is stretched to its breaking point, and humanity has spent decades trying to understand it. Not from fantasy, but from the faint evidence black holes leave behind: warped starlight, gravitational waves, and the unbelievable images captured by the Event Horizon Telescope. Everything points to the same truth: black holes are real, they are powerful, and they are nothing like anything we experience in everyday life. To understand what happens to time near a black hole, we must begin with the perspective of an observer watching from a safe distance, far from the lethal pull of gravity. From here, the behavior of anything falling toward the black hole becomes strange, profoundly strange. NASA simulations show that as an object approaches the event horizon, the boundary around a black hole, its motion slows down. The light it emits becomes redder, stretched by gravity into longer wavelengths. Its signals become delayed, distorted, weakened. This isn't a trick of the eyes. This is physics altering the flow of information. From the outside, each step toward the black hole takes longer than the last. The object dims, flickers, and appears to freeze just short of the event horizon. It never falls in, not in your reality. From your perspective, you could wait billions of years, and still, you would see the object lingering there, suspended on the edge of darkness. Scientists call this gravitational time dilation, but the term hardly captures the magnitude of the effect. Near a black hole, time is stretched so severely that an entire universe could grow old while the falling object remains on the brink. This is not metaphor. This is measurable. This is real. But what about the person falling in? This is where the universe reveals its duality, its capacity to produce two truths at the same time. The astronaut near the event horizon does not feel slowed. He does not feel stretched. He does not experience his own time changing. His watch ticks normally. His heartbeat remains steady. Each second of his life continues exactly as expected. Inside his reality, he crosses the event horizon in mere moments. He does not float. He does not freeze. He moves forward into the black hole, as naturally as you walk across a room. But something surreal happens as he looks back. The universe behind him seems to accelerate. Stars drift faster. Galaxies twist like time-lapse photography. Cosmic events unfold at impossible speed while you see him frozen. He sees you racing into the future. Each vantage point holds its own truth. This is relativity in its most dramatic form. Time does not exist as a universal rhythm. It flows differently depending on where you stand and how gravity molds the surrounding fabric. And the black hole is the most extreme sculptor of The event horizon is one of the most misunderstood boundaries in the universe. It isn't a surface. It isn't a wall. It isn't an object floating in space. It is a point of no return in space-time, the place where every possible direction leads inward, deeper toward the singularity. Light cannot escape. Signals cannot escape. Reality cannot communicate back to the outside world, to the outside observer. This boundary becomes a frozen stage where time seems to pause forever. But to the traveler it is merely a gateway. Crossing it feels no different from crossing an invisible line in the air. And yet, after crossing it, something profound is changed. The traveler has stepped into a realm where the rules of the visible universe no longer apply. Inside the event horizon, space collapses toward the center. Time collapses toward the center. Even direction loses meaning. The traveler is no longer moving down or forward. He is falling into a destiny that physics itself can barely describe. Deep inside, past the horizon where no information escapes, lies the singularity, the most mysterious destination in all of existence. Here, matter is compressed to infinite density. Gravity becomes limitless. Space and time are crushed into a single point. Every known equation breaks down. Every law of physics surrenders. We do not know what happens there, not because of lack of imagination, but because the universe hides it from us. No signal from this region can reach the outside world. Some theories suggest space-time itself ends. Some propose that time and space swap roles. Others imagine a bridge, a wormhole to another universe entirely. But we don't know. We may never know. The singularity is the ultimate silence of the cosmos, a place where reality folds in on itself. Time has always felt absolute to us, a steady flow, untouched by emotion or circumstance. But black holes expose a deeper truth. Time is not universal. Time is malleable. Time is personal, that it changes depending on gravity. It changes depending on motion. It changes depending on where you stand in the cosmic landscape. This leads to a profound realization. Your experience of life, your pace, your growth, none of it follows a universal clock. Some people evolve quickly, some slowly, some appear stuck, but only from the outside, like the astronaut suspended at the edge of the event horizon. They may be moving forward in ways invisible to others. This is the philosophical power of black holes. They remind us that perception is not truth. A single moment can contain countless realities, and time, the force we believe governs everything, is far less rigid than we once thought. As we look into the abyss of a black hole, we are not just studying a distant cosmic object. We are studying ourselves, that we are confronting our assumptions. We are challenging the boundaries of understanding. We are humbling ourselves before the vastness of existence. Black holes show us that certainty is fragile, that what we believe to be absolute might simply be perspective, that the universe is full of hidden dimensions, both literal and metaphorical. And perhaps most importantly, they show us this even when everything appears motionless. Life may still be moving, growth may still be happening, transformation may be underway, invisible to the eye but unstoppable in truth. In the end, black holes are not merely cosmic monsters devouring everything they touch. They are mirrors reflecting the deeper nature of the universe. They remind us that reality is layered, time is flexible, and perspective shapes truth. We live in a universe far stranger than fiction, governed by forces more elegant than imagination. And as long as black holes continue to exist, they will keep challenging us to rethink everything: space, time, destiny, and what it truly means to be alive. If this journey opened your mind, share your thoughts below. And if you want to keep exploring the hidden architecture of the cosmos, subscribe to WowVerse. Our universe is vast, its mysteries are endless, and this is only the beginning.